Last year I made several Christmas stamps which I used to make wrapping paper, backgrounds, infinite patterns, and all that good stuff. Since last week I showed you how to make this gingerbread man, we're going to forego that this week. And I'm going to try to make something else instead. So what we're going to do first is we're going to make this candy cane. And I have a square canvas, which is 2048 by 2048, 300 dpi, sRGB color scheme. And what I'm using is my hollow line brush, which I made from the monoline brush. And I've shown you how to make both of these brushes in previous videos. I'll put the links in the descriptions. I changed my hollow line brush, that's my outline brush, so that the maximum size of the secondary brush is 80%, and the maximum size of the main brush is set to max. This gives me a thicker line to work with. So to make a candy cane, and this is going to be updated from the one I did last year, is we make a half circle. Whenever you go half, tap once on your screen with your other finger, and then release the cursor and then your finger. And then we're going to go up one layer and create a line going down. And then just match those two up. And I don't really like the curved part of my cane, so I'm going to redo it. Make it nice and big. Tap. That should be nice. We go up one layer. And we make a line going down. And then we go to the eraser, which I have set to the hard brush. And you just want it small enough so that you can erase the parts that you don't like. And we're going to erase both of these just like this. If you go too far, just undo and restart erasing. And then you merge those down. And this gives us, on layer 5, a nice candy cane picture. I'm going to set this as a reference. Tap once on the layer here, and then choose reference right here. Then I'm going to go up one layer, and I'm going to make the stripes. I will use my thick monoline brush. And let's set it up to 88%. Oh, by the way, where was this one? This one was at max. Okay. So that one's at 100%. We're going to put this one at 85%, I think, and see how that works. Yeah, that looks like we'll have some nice stripes. You just go straight across. And if your stripe is too close to the one below it, just edit the shape and move it. And I'm not really concerned about the fact that it's going over the edges there because it's on the layer above. Then once I get here to where the curve is, I'm going to make all my lines originate at the same place. Make sure that I can see a little bit of my candy cane behind each one. And then I select outside, and because the layer below is the reference layer, I can now clear this out and merge it down, and I have a candy cane. Now here's an alternate method of doing the candy cane. Let's turn that off, clear this, and instead of making lines going straight across, make curved lines. That way it looks like your candy cane is twisted together instead of just stacked. Once again, whenever I reach the end, I'm originating from about the same place. Select outside and clear. And this actually gives us two separate candy canes, which is always nice. We'll merge that down. Whoop. What happened? Oh, I didn't turn it on. We'll merge that down, and then we will merge that down. And I like to have my candy canes tilting a little bit. Under snapping, I have the magnetics and snapping both turned off here. And there we go. We have our candy canes. We're going to do a fit to screen. We're going to copy. And in our wreath here, we're going to add a new brush. Spacing is max. Shape, we're going to do the edit, import, and paste, and then click the done. Everything else should be okay. Let's take the Apple Pencil and turn it all the way off. We'll go to the properties. Let's give it a maximum size of 400. And I'm leaving the orient to screen on. And I'm going to use a stamp preview. And then we'll say done. And there we have our first candy cane. Let's copy the next one. We're going to start a new brush, spacing, maximum, the shape, edit, import, paste, done. Apple Pencil all the way off. And on the properties, we're going to do a maximum size of 400 and turn the stamp preview on. And the way you can use this is you can decide whether you want your candy cane to be primary color red or primary color white. I'm going to choose this one. We stamp it on here, and then we go down one layer. We're going to add one. We select outside of our candy cane and do an invert. Choose our second color and fill. And then when you merge those down, you've got your candy cane. Oh, let's change that to uniform. There we go. And of course, if you want red to be the primary color, you just simply select red, stamp, invert, select your second color. So that's a very nice way of creating a good candy cane. Next, we're going to create a wreath. This is the wreath that I did previously. We're going to update that today. Color white. And we're going to use the hollow line brush. We're going to create a big circle. Once again, touch the screen to make it into an actual circle. And then you lift your stylus, and then you lift your finger. Now I'm going to turn snapping on so that it will snap to the middle of the page here. And I have this set for symmetry, actions, drawing guide, edit drawing guide, symmetry, and I have it set for vertical. And I changed the color to something that I could see. And of course you can darken up that line a little bit. And now what we're going to do is on the layer above, we're going to put on Drawing Assist. And we're going to make that little bow. Let's go down to the monoline. And let's see, 20%? Nope, 20% is still too thick. Let's go down to 10%. Yep, that looks like it's the same width. And we're going to create a little oval here. And I don't like that one. I like that one better. And then we're going to put our bow up. And then you can go down to layer 9, turn on Drawing Assist, and use the eraser to get rid of the parts of it that are behind the bow. Let's go up to the bow layer, and we're going to increase our brush to 20% is too big, I think. Whoops. Now there we go. Let's go to 70%. And we're going to put little dots going around. And there we have our wreath stamp decoration. Copy that. And this time, I'm just going to duplicate this and import the shape in. And now that gives us our wreath shape. And then our final brush is going to be this cross. And what we're going to do is we're going to start out at Drawing Assist on. And we'll make sure that we have our outline brush selected. There we are, hollow line. And we're going to draw a line going straight down the middle. Now, because Drawing Assist is on, if you move away from the middle, it's going to do weird things. There we go. There we go. And if you find that once you release, it's not working quite right for you, hit the edit shape and then just simply move these center dots to the exact center. And then you'll be fine. We're going to go up a level and we are going to put on the drawing assist. And then halfway between the middle and the top of our arrow is where we want to put the next crossbar. So we will start on one side and draw all the way to the other side. And when it does its snap to shape, once again, when you move it, it does weird things, but that's all right. Just make it the thinnest you can and then release. And let's go down a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Because our next line is going to be a little detail here at the ends of our cross that we have. So you want to put the stylus directly here on this line. And then just move it to the exact opposite side. And that's what gives you this little detail. We'll do the same thing here at the bottom. And then when we do it here on the ends, because we have the symmetry on, it's going to replicate it. And it didn't replicate it because I don't have the symmetry on this layer. Let's go ahead and turn on the assisted drawing. And we'll try that again. And there we go. Now what we want to do is start erasing. We'll bring up the eraser, and we want to get rid of all of the stuff that is inside the cross. So for all of these, it's going to be this part of it. And then to make it easier for us to determine where we want to erase, we're going to change the opacity of our layers to around 50%. And that way we can actually see where things cross together. Let's go down to layer 12. And we're going to erase that. And you want to end up with an actual square at the end of these. But as long as there's a piece left there, you're good to go. And here's where we need to be careful. We need to go from here straight down. And I let it snap to a line so that I could then move it where I wanted. And once again, here, straight down. And I'm going to edit this shape and move it over. There we go. And then we'll do the same thing here. Let's reduce the size of this eraser so it's easier to figure out where we're going. Edit shape and square that off. Then edit shape. We want to square that off. And then we can get rid of the pieces in between. And because it's drawing assist, what you did on one side, you've done on the other. And then we'll go down to layer 11, and we will do the same thing. Just give it a nice straight edge there. And just so you know that things can go wrong and you still work all right, if you accidentally touch somewhere else on the screen and you're unable to do edit shape, just double tap twice and it undoes that erase line. And then you can do edit shape and square that off perfectly. And that gives us the general cross. We'll pinch these three layers together. And then we're going to go over to the monoline brush. And we need to reduce its size. Let's go to, what, 20? No, 20 is still too big. Let's go down to 10. That's the right size. And oh dear, I had the transparency still on when I merged these down. So now the maximum opacity is transparent. So we're going to undo. And then we're going to move the transparency all the way up, opacity to max, and then repinch them. And now we should be able to make our little rays of holiness. And there we go. Fit that to screen, copy it, duplicate this one, and paste it on in there. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start naming these suckers. We'll go to about this brush. This is a cross. Create the reset point. This is a wreath. Create that reset point. And this is candy cane. And then I'm going to double click on that and say copy, so that whenever I get to the next one, I can just double click and then paste, put a space and a 1, and there we go. So that gives us these initial 4 items. Now let's go for the bonus round. I'm going to see if I can use my hollow line to make a tree. Got layer 10 here. I'm on my hollow line. We're going to make layer 10 drawing assist. Let's duplicate that. The first thing I want to do is create a tree shape. You remember me doing that in my pine tree video. There we go. And I'm going to lower the opacity. And then what we're going to do is make swooping motions like this, following our tree shape here. And without lifting the stylus, I'm wiping across here so that I can get rid of all the stuff in the middle. And then I'm going to follow the line going in the center here to push down a trunk. And there we go. We have a nice little tree shape. We will fit the screen, copy this, and in our wreath we will duplicate the cross, edit, import, paste, done. And I'm going to call this Xmas tree because that's shorter than writing the word Christmas, and I'm lazy. Create the reset point, done, and there we go. So now that we have these 5 brushes, over the next few weeks, I'm going to show you how to make other brushes. These are the ones that I made last year. We've got a Christmas star, a piece of candy, a snowman, a sock, a present, a cookie, Santa Claus, holly, and a Christmas ball. Once I get all these done, I will show you how to make one of these infinite patterns so that you can make a background for your phone or make a nice wrapping paper. And I did a demo on how to make this particular brush. It's a Zentangle pattern, but it's infinite. It's very good for coloring on things like round objects, Christmas ball, or anything spherical. If you would like a more formal lesson on this, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I will have the link in the description for you. All right, and thank you very much for watching this, and I hope you learned something, and do have a wonderful day.